So way back in 2018, audio manufacturer Rode released this, the very first Rodecaster Pro model. Considered the ultimate audio recording and mixing device, the Rodecaster series has gone on to become an icon in the podcasting and radio space, with a number of different iterations through the years. But like everything in the tech sphere, more choice can mean both a blessing and a curse. I mean, sure, you've got the option for an iPhone 16 Pro or the iPhone 16 Pro Max, but what the hell does that even mean? It's confusing, and the Rodecaster series, I'm afraid, is no different. So in today's video, with the arrival of 2026, I thought now would be a good time to recap each device and see which I think is the best for you.
This video is brought to you by Radio.co, the ultimate solution for creating your dream internet radio station. Activate your free 7-day trial today by heading to Radio.co and clicking on the pricing page.
Before we get started, I just wanted to make clear from the offset that this isn't going to be a massively technical video. For that, we have produced very detailed reviews for every device we are going to mention today. I'll link them down below for a further deep dive into the specs and such. Rodecaster Pro. The papa that started it all, the original Rodecaster Pro device is getting a little bit on the older side now, but that doesn't mean you should rule it out just yet. Launched as an audio production console aimed at beginners and pros alike, the main draw of this device was its simplicity. It essentially combines 3 devices into one package: a mixer, a recorder, and an audio interface. You'll notice straight away they've got 8 faders on the front, which have the ability to control your sound output, as well as headphone volume adjustment dials on the top. On the back, there are 4 XLR ports for mics. There's also 4 TRRS, always confuses me, headphone ports on the back for monitoring sound, and on the front there's also 8 sound pads. Now, what are sound pads, I hear you ask? Well, they're essentially ways of adding sound effects to the device and being able to trigger them with just a simple click of a button. You can do jingles, music beds, and more directly from the desk itself. There's also Bluetooth on board and USB connectivity, making it the perfect device for live callers and connecting external PCs. However, you can theoretically run your entire recording from the device itself without a need of a PC, with onboard recording running directly through a micro SD card slot on the back. There's also a simple touchscreen built in, making channel setup and setting changes really easy. But if you do prefer working from a computer, the Rodecaster companion app serves as a separate view of the device's working as well. Plus, with processing options like compression, de-essing, noise gate, and my personal favorite, Apex's big bottom. It's possible to polish your recording even in the harshest of conditions. So like I say, this is still an audio juggernaut and not one to be dismissed simply because of its age. However, later versions of the Rodecaster will go on to improve what the original provided, so don't think that it's for everyone. If you're a beginner in the podcast and radio space, but desperate for a device like this, then it's still perfectly usable and, due to its age, pretty cheap these days, especially if you look at it secondhand. From a quick look on eBay, I found devices for $250 to $300 in good condition, and about $300 as well on MPB if you want a more trusted seller. Now, there are obviously still cheaper ways of producing audio content, a virtual mixer like Rode Connect, or an audio interface from the likes of Focusrite being one of them. But there's no getting away from the fact that having a physical desk like this is brilliant, especially if you're working in a radio studio. It just feels very radio-y, doesn't it? And if you're working with more than one mic, then that's become pretty essential too. Rodecaster Pro 2. The direct follow-up to the original Rodecaster Pro was, drumroll please, the Rodecaster Pro 2. Shocking, I know. Launched in 2022, the Pro 2 aimed to take what the original did and upgrade it to the max. Basically, Rode took the phrase, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and included, but let's actually add loads of new stuff anyway. Lol. The first thing you'll notice is the size difference. But like I tell myself regularly, size isn't everything, and the Rodecaster Pro 2 is still a superior device despite the roughly 30% decrease in size. Although you do lose 2 faders on the front, you get 2 virtual faders built in to make up for it. And you're now getting Revolution preamps with very low noise and high gain, removing the need for external boosters. The sound pads have had an upgrade as well. They're now called smart pads, and as well as the 8 physical ones you also get 2 buttons down the bottom here that allows you to switch between a possible 64 smart pads. These new smarter pads also give you a few new options, such as changing your voice effects, which is always a bit of fun. There's also a much better screen too that sticks up slightly, with a far better and greater customizable interface that includes haptic feedback each time you click any of the buttons. The Pro 2 also introduced Rode Central, a brilliant new app that allows you to customize your device directly from your laptop. There's also now USB-C connectivity on the back, which allows for USB storage connectivity and allowing you to connect a USB mic, as well as the 4 XLR mics already mentioned. Personally, I think the Rodecaster Pro 2 looks far better than the original. I know it's a smaller device and that might turn some people off, but making it easier to take around with you and the ability to customize presets and even basic stuff like the color of your buttons makes this the ultimate all-in-one device for your show. Plus, the smaller size makes it easier to travel around, so if you're a show that's on the go, that's great. Simply set up your mics, pick or create a preset and get recording. Not to mention all the improvements to sound quality and general usability, making this device a must for all pros in the audio space. Now, prices do vary and you can find it secondhand, but you're looking at roughly $500 for a new device from the likes of Amazon. That's not cheap and it's not for newbies, but if you have some cash to spend and you're confident you'll get the most out of this device, then there's nothing that comes close to matching it in its level of simplicity and quality. However, if you like the features of the Pro 2 but want something a bit smaller, then let me introduce you to the Rodecaster Duo. Can't actually show you this one because I'm currently using it to record, but here's some fancy B-roll we got earlier. Launching shortly after the Pro 2, the Duo is the first budget option in the Rodecaster family lineup, but more on that in a sec. From first glance, it's obviously a smaller device than the Rodecaster Pro 2, but you might be shocked to learn that in terms of features, it's basically the same device. The only changes here are external. So you lose 2 sliders, 2 XLR ports, and 2 headphone slots. But you do still get 2 virtual faders inside the device and the ability to add a USB mic. So theoretically, you can run 3 mics through it. You do lose 2 physical smart pads too, but still get plenty of virtual ones. I think about 46 if my memory serves me right. The record button has also been shafted to the virtual rounds, but in terms of differences, that's it. You still get those really good sounding Revolution preamps, the brilliant new interface, Bluetooth connectivity, AFX processing, the option to record directly to a micro SD card or external storage, and the brilliant Rode Central app. So the main differences here are size and price. If you're a solo creator, or perhaps only work with one person, then the Duo could be a brilliant device for you. It's still a modern device, but you save a bit of cash on not getting all those excess ports you'll never use anyway. However, my main gripe with this device is that the price isn't that much cheaper than the Pro 2. Coming in at $450 at time of recording, that's only a $50 saving, which is still good, but I'd expect that to maybe be a little bit higher. Now, it does regularly go on sale, but I'd expect it to be at least $100 cheaper to make it worth not going for the Pro 2. But if size is your main concern and you just think that the Pro 2 might overwhelm you with all its many ports and such, then the Duo is obviously the best choice of the 2. Now, let's say you want to upgrade your setup even further. You've mastered the realms of audio, and now it's time to tackle video. Rodecaster Video. I only just realized during making this video that they do keep getting smaller, don't they? Anyway, this is the Rodecaster Video, and this is definitely the weirdest Rodecaster development yet. The Rodecaster Video combines video switching with professional grade audio mixing into one unit, but we would mostly class this as a video switcher and not an audio mixer like the other Rodecaster models we've already been through. Now, what that means is that you can hook up multiple cameras or webcams and flick between those views seamlessly by either manually pressing the buttons on the device or using auto mode to let the device do it for you. Although, it's a bit hit and miss. You can record that footage and save it onto an external hard drive or broadcast live using software like OBS. Now, it supports up to 6 video sources, and they essentially just connect into the HDMI ports on the back. And there's also 7 customizable scenes, with each one being designated a button along the front here that you can click between very, very simply. For mics, you get 2 Nutric combo jacks, the same as the Rodecaster series on the back, with the same preamps and quality as in the Pro 2 and the Duo. There's also dual internal wireless receivers for Rode's wireless mic range, which I also do think might be present on the other Rodecasters as well, now I think about it. You're still getting AFX processing, but if you're buying this, you're buying it mostly for the video compatibility. This could be a beast for radio stations that go live regularly with video footage, or even podcasts that are uploaded every day and don't necessarily have the time to edit in post. With this, you can cut as you go, making minimal edits needed after recording. However, output is 1080, which obviously could be better. 4K is sort of becoming industry standard these days, so it is a shame that Rode hasn't made that jump yet, especially for the price. If you already have a Rodecaster, then there is the option to connect this to a Rodecaster Pro 2 or Duo, allowing for even more flexibility in how you record the audio. However, you're not going to get a multi-track view on the video. The Rodecaster will simply appear as one channel, but you can obviously edit your audio using the Rodecaster Pro 2 itself, so that's fine. This is really a device for major professionals in the space, or those who rely a lot on video. Here at Radio.co, we do encourage the use of video clips to advertise your radio show, but there are far cheaper means than investing in a video switcher like this. Simply recording footage on your phone or on a webcam or even just a normal camera and then editing in post is going to be a much cheaper means than this. It might be easy if you have a multicam setup, sure, but at $1,000, this is no cheap win. However, if you are absolutely desperate to use a switcher within your recordings, there is one more offering on this list, Rodecaster Video S. This is another one I can't actually show you right now, not because we're using it, but because it hasn't actually arrived yet. Rode is sending us one, so do bear in mind we haven't actually had a chance to review it yet, but we will update you in the coming weeks. Similar to what the Duo is to the Pro 2, the Rodecaster Video S is essentially the Rodecaster Video's little sibling. Announced very recently as a more affordable version of the Rodecaster Video, this video switcher is built with solo creators in mind. You still get all the internal specs from the regular video model, but this time swap 6 video sources to 4. And there are less buttons for scenes. However, you still get the 2 Nutric combo XLR ports and all the processing and preamps from the original. However, unlike what the Duo was to the Pro 2, the Video S is genuinely a lot cheaper than the original, coming in at $500. Obviously meaning that that is a 50% reduction. Now don't get me wrong, that is still an expensive device and not something a newbie should be picking up or someone that's not even done the first episode of their podcast yet. However, there's no denying that this could be a brilliant package for a solo podcaster, live streamer, or radio show. Not to mention that it's a lot smaller than the original, making transporting it from different locations a breeze. So, what Rodecaster should you be picking up? Well, I'm sort of hoping that by this point in the video, you may have already figured that out, because there isn't really one Rodecaster for everyone. If you want the absolute cheapest Rodecaster possible, then the original is still a great piece of kit in 2026 and will allow you to control and record your audio with far more ease than a virtual mixer or audio interface. But if you have a decent budget and want the best mixer of the bunch, then the Rodecaster Pro 2 is where you should be looking. All of the features mentioned, as well as the customizational options and constant updates released, make it a worthy investment. The Rodecaster Duo is harder to recommend at the moment, purely because of that price tag. If it was a lot cheaper, say 50% cheaper, like the Rodecaster Video S, then I would recommend this all day long. And finally, if you feel satisfied with your audio and feel like video is the next step, maybe a Rodecaster Video is the choice for you. Of course, you do get those XLR ports for audio recording on board as well, but these devices are primarily for video, and we wouldn't recommend getting one of these just for audio mixing. I personally would go for the Rodecaster Video S if you don't need those extra video ports, simply because of the price difference. A 50% reduction is not something to be sniffed at all. Like I say, we personally still haven't reviewed it yet, but based on other reviews we have seen, this looks like a great piece of hardware. For links to all the Rodecasters mentioned today, make sure to check the description below. We have a webpage with all the links you could possibly need, as well as a few mics you might like to pick up with your new Rodecaster. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like, click subscribe, and ring that bell. We always massively appreciate it. But until next time, thank you very much for watching and happy broadcasting.
And just before you go, have you ever thought about launching your very own radio station? What if I told you that it's literally never been easier to do just that? Especially with our award-winning Radio.co platform at your fingertips. And broadcasting experts there to guide you all the way. Want to know how? Then book in a free demo by visiting radio.co/demo to schedule in a quick, casual, helpful conversation with myself or a colleague. We'll even give you 20% off your subscription just for attending. It's all right, isn't it? We'll show you just how easy it is to get your own internet radio station up and running in mere minutes. Whether it's building playlists of your favorite music, scheduling in a live, real-time program, even building your very own branded mobile apps, Radio.co does it all. Still interested? Well, visit radio.co/demo and let's live out your dream of running your very own global internet radio station.